Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video, and today we're looking at the SMLE MKIII Marksman, or the Aggressive Marksman Rifle. Now if you end up finding this video helpful or enjoyable, I'd be extremely appreciative if you could take that split second to hit the like button. With that being said, let's analyse the SMLE Marksman. So as most of my subs likely know, I've been much more of a fan of snipers than marksman rifles so far in Battlefield 1. But I recently had a play around with the new marksman in the CTE, the Muslim Nagant, and I'll leave a link to that video in the description if you haven't already seen it, but using that weapon really piqued my interest in marksman rifles as a whole, and I'm certainly glad it did, as the SMLE Marksman is a huge amount of fun and can be very effective in the right hands. The reasons for this start with the close range one hit kill to the chest sweet spot, which spans the range of between 40 and 75 meters, basically not very far away. For a point of reference, professional 100 meter runners can cover the distance in and around 10 seconds, so it's really not very far away. The only scout weapon that has a sweet spot range starting from a similar distance is the Martini Henry, and that's a completely different animal entirely, as I'm sure almost all of us know by this point. Plus the minimum range is actually a couple of meters further out and drops off at around 68 meters. The other comparison worth mentioning for close range would be the Gewehr M95 due to its fast rate of fire, but its lack of a sweet spot again makes it a different proposition to use, and with the auto rotation in the game being so strong currently, you may as well just use the infantry or carbine version of the M95, as precision at close range really isn't particularly worth it without the sweet spot available, which the SMLE does have. Now where the SMLE is concerned, you can now add that it has 10 rounds available before a full reload is required. This completely outshines all alternatives and means that you can really get involved in those close range firefights, as you're going to have ammo for a while. This can also lend itself to acquiring some nice streaks, as your rhythm isn't disturbed by having to wait for a reload after 5, 6 or whatever amount of shots fired until you've expended all 10 if you so wish. So moving on, I've previously given my thoughts and tips on close range sniping and how it's very possible to do. So what makes the SMLE Marksman worthwhile if you can already compete up close with a fully fledged sniper rifle and the right skill set, considering that snipers have far more versatility over range as well in terms of the scopes and sweet spots available? Well, the main reason is target acquisition. Having a scope that has less extreme zoom makes acquiring close range targets much easier. It's a little tough to explain if you haven't experienced it yourself, but it's absolutely true for most people. For example, in Destiny, almost everybody who sniped and knew what they were doing used the lowest zoom scope available, as it required far less precision and alteration to the shot to hit close range targets, so the SMLE Marksman definitely benefits in a similar way. It also makes it relatively easy to quickscope and hit shots quickly when compared with a sniper rifle. That's not to say it's easy, it's important to keep in mind that I use the word relatively. It's absolutely not easy to quickscope in Battlefield 1, but it is possible, and is easier at close range with a marksman variant than a sniper variant. Just get your crosshair lined up with a target and take the shot. You'll get a feel for it over time with practice, and it's a lot easier to line up with something like the SMLE Marksman than say the M1903 Sniper, but don't just try and quickscope everywhere you go, you know, use it when it's relevant. Plus also the close range sweet spot for the SMLE is far more likely to snag you the kill in this situation than the sniper rifles already listed. But now we've covered the major benefits, let's have a look at the drawbacks and discuss what you can do to minimize them. So obviously at longer ranges, a sniper is far superior to a marksman rifle. Everything about the magnification and sweet spot that we just listed as being strengths for the SMLE Marksman at close range is flipped on its head for long range. The SMLE also has fairly slow bullet velocity when compared to some of its competitors in the scout class, but these things don't mean you can't use it at range. You just need to be mobile and pretty quick about taking your shots if the enemy know where you are. The bullet velocity isn't so slow that you have to lead your targets massively. You can see some of the clips in this video the approximate amount that you need to lead by, and it's fairly manageable. Now if you're taking on a sniper directly at range, you have to be evasive. Acquire the target, shoot, and move. You're at a disadvantage in many ways, but if you have the superior shot on movement, then you can win the battle consistently regardless of this. One benefit of the marksman at range is that there's no glint on the scope when you're aiming in, so when you know when the enemy are looking at you, they don't necessarily know when you're looking at them. Use this to your advantage. These are important points, as although I recommend the SMLE Marksman for short range combat, you don't want to be limited entirely to that if you happen to spot someone off in the distance. You still want to be able to have a go at taking them out, even if a sniper would be far more versatile in this regard. Other marksman rifles would also be better for long range due to the longer range sweet spots and faster bullet velocity, but the close range capability of the SMLE plus those 10 available rounds make it hard not to select this beast for a true marksman rifle enthusiast. But this is just my opinion. What do you think of the SMLE Marksman? Let me know in the comment section below. Feel free to like, favorite, and subscribe. I'm Get Good Guy, and I'll see you next time. Laters.